You're the first person on. Thanks for hopping on. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started since we have at least one person on. And my topic that I'm going to share with you guys today is one that I'm hearing every day from you guys. The biggest obstacle that you're facing is you're not finding quality people. More specifically, you're finding other coaches, or you're finding people who, just aren't a good match for a group or for coaching. So I'm going to specifically give you guys my tips and insight on how to do that, because quite honestly, I never find coaches anymore, ever, on Instagram. And this is all about Instagram for me. That's how I expand my network. That's how I do my invites. Everything I do now is on Instagram. So I'm going to give you guys my tips using Instagram on how to not find coaches and how to find super quality people on Instagram. So the first thing, and it comes down to 4 things, you guys. It comes down to posting, hashtags, your process, and consistency. So the first thing, posting. Don't post, I wish I had my Shakeology bottle. Don't post you with your Shakeology bottle here, or you're kissing it. Don't post the, this is for Pio. Don't post Pio, doing Pio. Don't post things like that. The only people that's attracting is coaches. New coaches will see that and be like, oh cool, I just tried Shakeology, or oh, I want to try 21 Day Fix. You're not attracting ideal clients and coaches. Your ideal clients and coaches that see that will think, oh great, another coach, or oh, another person doing 21 Day Fix. Don't post obvious things like that. Now, of course, we want to post about Shakeology and we want to post about our workouts, but do it in a classy way. Anytime I'm posting about Shakeology, for example, this morning I did a Shakeology post. It was in a mason jar, not my Shakeology bottle, and I called it my superfoods. I didn't even reference it as Shakeology. I did not use any Shakeology hashtags, because when people see that, I want them to think, oh, she has smoothies for breakfast, and we can relate on smoothies, not Shakeology, not Beachbody, nothing like that. For workouts, think that people want to see what workouts you're doing. They don't want to see 21 Day Fix, another person doing that. They don't want to see the typical coaching things that most unsuccessful coaches are posting about. Beachbody does enough of their own branding, which does help us, but that's benefiting them. If you go to a Beachbody page, you'll see Beachbody is posting about obvious Shakeology posts. They're posting about obvious 21 Day Fix or Core to Force. They are doing that because that's their version of branding. I want every single coach on our team to focus on branding yourself. Hey Shannon, brand yourself, you guys. Don't brand Beachbody. They have millions and millions and billions of dollars to do that. You need to differentiate yourself. You need to market yourself, brand yourself, attract people to you, not to Beachbody. The way you do that, really the only way we can do that through social media, is by our posting. So make your posts reflect you. Don't have a huge Beachbody thing, I say 21 Day Fix because that's the biggest program that we have, and it seems like everyone's doing it. But look at any top coach posts. Don't copy them, but use them as inspiration. You'll see how they never have or very rarely will they have their Shakeology cup, or very rarely will they be straight out branding something that Beachbody already brands. They're branding themselves, what they believe in, their inspiration, things like that. Okay, so posting wise, brand yourself, and when you're talking about Shakeology, call it your superfoods. Or I used to call it something else that I forgot. Or reference it as your herbal adaptogen shake, anything like that. With your workouts, I don't know if you've noticed, I have not been saying Core to Force at all. I'm saying my kickboxing workout program. And that gets people interested. If I were to say Core to Force, you'd be like, somebody else doing Core to Force. But if I say kickboxing, I'm like, oh cool, what kickboxing program are you doing? And it starts conversations, okay? So that's my posting tips. Don't post obvious Shakeology posts or workout posts. Brand yourself by showing you doing the workouts, you making a shake, for example, or sharing the recipe for your shake, anything like that. Again, go to a top coach's page to get inspiration on how they share the programs and products. Oh, and also for posting, think about your top 5. if you had 5 things about yourself, 3 to 5 things, the way that you would explain yourself, or I had something to say and I saw something and completely forgot. If you had 3 to 5 things that you liked, that's what you should be posting about. So if you like graphic t-shirts, post about that. If you like wine, so I would say my 3 to 5, 1, I'm a twin, so Gretchen and I are actually we're co-hosting our groups now, so I focus on the fact that I'm a twin. I like wine, I like pets, I like coffee, and I like to work out. Those are my 5 things, and those are the 5 things likely that you'll see on my page when you go there. So if you're ever like, oh, I don't know what to post, think about your 3 to 5. Maybe it's the fact that you're a mom. Maybe you love yoga. Maybe you're from Canada. Maybe you love to travel. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you have a weird fetish that you really like. Maybe you love Harry Potter. It doesn't need to be anything health and fitness related. One of them should be, because we're coaches. But think of those 3 to 5 things and how you would explain yourself, or just 3 to 5 things that you like, and that's what you can post about, so that it's not always the same thing. Okay, so the second thing that will help you with attracting the correct and quality people to you is hashtags. And this is twofold. Let's talk about what hashtags you're using in your posts. Never use hashtag Beachbody, hashtag Team Beachbody, hashtag Shakeology, hashtag 21 Day Fix. Don't use those. I know it might seem obvious to use them, or like you should use them because that's what it is that you're doing, or that's what it is that you're drinking. But I learned from a podcast, that not even Beachbody podcast, that when you do that, people will see that you're drinking Shakeology, and then they'll see that you did hashtag Shakeology. They're going to click that. They're going to see tons of Shakeology posts. They'll click somebody else's post that looks better than yours and go to them. They'll probably find a top 10 coach because it'll be a top post. They'll go there. Okay, you using Beachbody hashtags is sending your potential customers to somebody else. Not only that, but when people see hashtag Team Beachbody, they're like, ugh, another coach, or oh, she's going to try and sell me on something, right? The same exact things that they're thinking when they see your huge Shakeology banner or post, you know? So don't use those hashtags. Nicole, I keep getting other coaches liking my Instagram posts, even with my personalized. Yeah, so you will. Tell me what hashtags you're using in your posts. If you could copy some and paste them below, then I can give you some tips on that. And that leads me into the next thing. So don't use Beachbody anything in your hashtags. Instead, in your hashtags, think about what your ideal customer would be searching for. That's how I do it. So mine, it's a combination. Some of them are weight loss meal plan. Hey Gret, some of them are online workouts. Oh, thanks, that's new. Got it from our Black Friday sale. You know, one thing before I was a coach, I would wake up every morning and search daily inspiration or workout motivation, things like that. So I use that because when my ideal client is searching for it, they'll stumble across me. So make it a mix of that. Like, what is your ideal client searching for? Don't use all of mine, because if you do, we're going to be attracting the same exact people. But really, again, think back to who are you? If you're a mom, have some mom hashtags and get creative. Don't always do mom fitness or mommy fitness. That's a common one that you'll see. So get creative and use hashtags that other people will search for. Nicole, fibromyalgia, water. Mom groups, toddler mom, try to get healthy. Yeah, I think those are good. I wouldn't change anything about, I mean, you can tweak them. If you're not getting anyone that's not a coach that's liking your posts, tweak it. I love how you have Fibro Fighter and things like that. Like, that's you, and you're attracting more people like you. So I think that those are perfectly fine. Just trying to, yeah, I think they're good. My one tip maybe would be have a few in there that you would use. So the next tip is when, sorry, my head is in like a million places right now. Okay, so one is the hashtags you use. Nicole has great ones there. I gave you guys a couple. Think about What would your ideal client or coach be searching for? That's what you need to be using in your comments. The second part is you need to find people. 90% of the people that I find on Instagram, they're not people that like my posts, because I also get coaches that like my posts. I get people from Herbalife that like my posts. I get people who have millions of followers who's probably just using Instagram like my posts and follow me. Personally, and this might be something that's okay, Nicole, this might be something that is a fault of mine, but I don't look at who's following me. I don't look at who's liking my posts. I find them. I take it into my own hands and I search for hashtags to find people like me. Okay, so when I search for someone, we're not using those same hashtags. I'm not going to search for weight loss help because my ideal coach or client is searching for that. So they're not going to be using that. So think about what hashtags will your ideal coaches or clients be using. So for me, and mine are different every day, you guys. For example, my morning post this morning was about Shakeology. So I searched for breakfast smoothie, hashtag breakfast smoothie, to find anybody else who was having a breakfast around the same time that was also having a smoothie. Why is that good? It's good because they're already having smoothies. They are likely, I feel like people who have smoothies for breakfast are usually trying to get fit or they're on a fitness journey. So we can talk about that. Other ones that I've been doing recently are we'll run for wine or we'll work out for pizza, something funny like that. I wrote down some other ones. Oh, and it can be anything other than health and fitness too. So if you are a diehard Christmas fan, right, and you love decorating for Christmas, use hashtag Christmas decorations or hashtag Christmas tree lights or anything like that. You guys, get unique, and you want to find people like you. So think about what would you be using if you weren't a coach, and if you're a new coach, look at the hashtags you were using before you became a coach. Likely that's how I found you, or that's how somebody else found you. So now you can search for those to find other people like you that are currently using that. Does that make sense? So get specific. It's all about the hashtags you're using. Do not use any hashtags Beachbody, nothing Beachbody related. Use hashtags that your ideal coaches and clients will be searching for. And then you guys have to find people. If there's anything I've learned in Beachbody, it's that people don't come to you. Eventually they will. This year I've had more people come to me, but I've been coaching for 3 years, and it's not even an overwhelming amount. I know a lot of you guys, I've seen you guys have amazing posts, you're doing everything right with your hashtags, and you're still not finding people. It's because you're not reaching out to them, typically. Or if you are, you're not reaching out to enough people. Okay? We have to be the ones to reach out and to initiate that. So the number 3 out of 4 is the process. So some of you guys are doing everything I'm saying perfectly. You're posting quality stuff, you're branding yourself, you're using the right hashtags in your posts, and you're searching for awesome hashtags, and you're finding some people, but nothing's coming of it. Now it comes down to the process. You have to, this is my process. Number 1, I find people, right? I just find them by searching for hashtags. I interact with them. Typically that's the same day. I find and interact on the same exact day. Because I find them and I'll just like a few posts, I'll comment on their posts, and that's it. Then, typically the next day or 2 days later, I will send them a non-Beachbody message. So this is a message that's like, oh my gosh, I just saw your Christmas tree and I love the purple lights that you have on it. It's so pretty. Or, I saw that you had a breakfast smoothie and it looks really good. Can you send me the recipe? Or, I saw your graphic t-shirt. It was so adorable. Where is it from? Or, oh my gosh, your name is Jessica. My little cousin is named Jessica. Where are you from? You know, anything, like anything, you guys. Go to their page and find what they're posting about. If one time, recently, a girl posted that she was in Vermont, and I said, oh my gosh, I'm going to Vermont for New Year's Eve. Where in Vermont do you live? Or what snow mountain do you recommend to ski? Or have you ever been to Manchester, Vermont? Or anything, like not Beachbody, not health and fitness even related, anything. I get a little bit frustrated at this point because the second most biggest obstacle I hear from you guys is that you don't know how to start a conversation. anything at all, right? Colors, hair, fashion, what you're wearing. If you see somebody post about an Apple Watch, say, oh my gosh, I always say, oh my gosh, I'm thinking about getting an Apple Watch, do you like it? Or I'm thinking about getting a MacBook Air, do you like it? Or where did you get your Christmas tree from? Or what do you want to get for Christmas? Or I saw you're engaged, when are you getting married? I saw you're pregnant, when are you due? Anything like that, okay? Just start a conversation. Then, from there, I try and relate to them on two things. Typically for me, I relate to them on coffee for one, and pets. That's the two that I'm finding most often, or that they're engaged as well. So those are the things I relate to them on. But again, it can be anything. It can be, one time I reached out to someone, and the only thing, like all she did was share posts, and she didn't post a lot. So in her default cover photo, it was her with curly hair, and I think she had a braid. And so I said, your hair is awesome in your default photo. Did you do it, or did you get it styled? That's how I started the conversation. So that was my first thing. Then we spent some time talking about that. She gave me some tips. She was like so flattered that I commented on her hair and talked about that. And then we talked about how, what was it? Something else, you guys. The fact that we both have dogs, okay? Then, number 4, go in for the invite. Okay, sometimes this does happen in the same day. Like if you totally vibe and you are interacting and she's messaging back right away and you get a good feeling from her, totally invite her in the same day. That's fine. But a lot of the times I spend one day messaging them back and forth. If they don't respond, I'll message them again in 2 days about something else. And once we get a conversation going, then the next day, or maybe even 2 days later, that's when I'll send the invite. The thing here is I no longer wait for the conversation to turn into health and fitness. That was one of my biggest weaknesses, is that I was connecting with so many people, but I wasn't inviting them because I didn't know how to make the conversation go in that direction of health and fitness. Like it didn't seem right to invite them. What I found is that as long as you have some sort of connection, some sort of relationship, and when you relate to them on at least 2 things, I find that we trust each other, we're friendly, then they don't care. My invite is so I don't think nonchalant is the word. It's so just hands off. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't invite you to this, but I'm actually having an online fitness group where we're all gonna be working out, eating healthy, and supporting the heck out of each other. Does that interest you, or do you know of anyone else that might like to join a group like that? So they can easily just say, no thanks, or maybe another time. It's so hands off. People love it. I always get a response because I've already spent time connecting with them. And then they have the opportunity to say no. I give them an out. Lots of times they say, oh, what is that about? Or no, I've never considered that. And I say, oh, really? I think it'd be a lot of fun for you. This is one of the things that we're doing in there. We're going to be focusing on meal prepping, something like that. Okay? So to recap, have a process, you guys. After you find people, that is not the end game. That is just the start. So find them, interact with them, send them a non-Beachbody message, and have a conversation, at least one conversation, maybe 2 or 3. This part is what will take maybe 1 day, 1 week, 3 weeks. It's different for everyone. Then go in for the invite. Don't wait for it to gradually move into health and fitness, because 9 times out of 10 it doesn't. Okay? And the last thing it comes down to is consistency, you guys. Lots of you guys, I think, are on the right path. You are doing the right things. It's just you get discouraged when nobody responds to you, or you get discouraged when people aren't buying from you or whatever. And that is the point. When you're getting discouraged, other people are too. That is the point that makes or breaks your success. That is when you will either succeed and keep pushing and keep posting and keep branding yourself and keep messaging people and start to see results, or you're going to back off and you're going to do less because you think nobody's watching you. You think nobody is inspired by you. You think that nobody will ever buy from you. So you back off while the other coach pushes forward. Who do you think is going to be successful? The person who shows up every day, the person who tries and finds new people every day, the person who follows up with these people that ignore them, the person who keeps posting consistently every day. Consistency. This business is so Easy to do. So easy, right? What do? This. This is what we do. We find people on Instagram or on social media. We post on social media and we host online fitness groups. So easy. But because it's so easy, it's easy not to do it. And that is where you find inconsistent coaches, you find people who have inconsistent paychecks, you find people who are, inconsistent with their business, right? It's easy to do it, but it's even easier not to do it. So focus on your goals, focus on your vision. Your vision needs to be strong enough so that when people ignore you, and they will, I get ignored every single day. The more people that ignore me, it means the closer I am to one person responding, and then one person to actually signing up, okay? So to recap, for those of you that hopped on now, if you're attracting coaches or just not the right people, the first thing you need to focus on is posting. Brand yourself. Don't post all Beachbody stuff, all Shakeology stuff. Brand yourself. Review my page. I get people that message me and say, I had no idea you were a Beachbody coach. That is my favorite compliment, because I don't want to brand myself as a Beachbody coach. I'm branding me and what inspires me, and that the fact that I want to help people, right? That's what you guys should be searching for. Number 2, hashtags. Your hashtags need to be things that your ideal coach or client would be searching for. Your hashtags in your comments should not be Team Beachbody or 21 Day Fix or Core to Force. That's going to bring your potentials to your competitors. Hashtags that you search for need to be things that your ideal client might use in their posts. Countdown to Christmas, breakfast smoothie. I just had another one. I don't have a solid list because I get inspired every day to try a new one based off of what I'm posting. But get specific and use ones that are unique. Don't use hashtag fitness. That's when you're going to find other fitness coaches, or that's when you're going to find other Herbalife people or whatever. So get more specific on your hashtags. And you need to search for people, you guys. Don't wait for people to come to you, because they won't. Process. Find them, interact with them, send them a non-Beachbody message, aka a regular message, a conversation about anything that they're posting about, and then invite them. And lastly, it comes down to consistency. You have to realize that even if you have the best posts in the world, I see some of you guys, and when I scroll your posts or when they pop up on my newsfeed, I'm like, holy crap, that's really inspiring, or that's really a great quality photo. And I'm like, only 2 people liked it? That's crazy. Like, it's such a good photo, or it has such a good message, or there's such a good theme there. And I think it's because you don't have new people seeing your posts. The same people are seeing your posts. And the more the same people see them, they're either going to sign up and become a coach and then start doing their own, or they're going to be like, one of her other inspiration posts, or another meal, another this. So you always need to be expanding your network, because that is who you'll be inviting. That is who will be joining your groups. Those are your potential coaches. So this whole thing that I just went through, how I expand my network and how I meet new people, needs to be a priority for you guys, especially if you are hearing crickets. This is what you need to be doing every single day. Interact with new people. Send them non-Beachbody messages and just start conversations. And then when you feel comfortable in like a day or a week or whatever, invite them and then start jumping into that conversation. Okay? Any questions for those of you that are on? I hope this helped. I'm always surprised to hear these obstacles that you're facing, because I think that they're easy fixes, which is actually a good thing for you guys. It's not like we need to solve a crime or it's a chemistry equation or anything. These are easy things. Okay, so take what I have given you and implement it. Take action, tweak your posts, tweak your hashtags, find more people, dedicate 5 extra minutes a day to finding people. And I will say, if you're a new coach, it will take longer to get into this groove, to find the hashtags that work for you. But once you find those, it's so much easier. It'll get so much quicker. You'll know what to do. And when you log into work and this is your task, it'll be a breeze. It does take time to get into it, but you'll only get to that point where it's a breeze if you keep practicing and if you keep searching and staying committed to it. All right, guys, if you have any questions, just comment below. I hope you found this helpful, and I think that now is the best month ever to focus on expanding your network, because while this is a month where we are going to hear no's because of the holiday season and all of that, they will turn into yeses in January. So now, out of any other month, needs to be, your main focus needs to be on finding new friends, expanding your network, because there will be a time when they're ready, and that month will be January when they all set New Year's resolutions. Okay, so don't take this lightly. Focus on expanding your network, and if you have any other questions along the way, just comment below. Bye, guys.